Hello こんにちは。 T1vs.KT セカンドゲーム。初戦完璧すぎたね。もうミスなかったんじゃないかな。あまりにもうまかった。セカンドゲームだよな。 T1 がケリアがすごいチャンピオンをサポートでピックしたって聞いたよ。アニーファーストピック。今日はアニーの日か。アニーサポートか。アジールが連強いかなと思ったけど、アニーがレベル1からアジールはしばいてたね。話にならなかった。逆に KT がナミルシアン取り上げ。ナミルシアンに対してボトムレーンをここで取るか。ナミルシアン相手ボトム強いの取らねえとボコられるからな。ボコられたらおしまいだ。バルスバルスレーン強いよ。ADC やるかな。ケリアがバラスだけ取ると OK。 ここでバイナミとバイは相性いいから渡さないってことかな。
powerful in this lane as it is in other weak side lanes. We're usually not trying to opt into weak side Varus, but see what they end up doing here. But this makes the draft a lot more confusing and tough for KT. This is vintage T1 game 2.
トップゼウス何やるかな。マジでうまいよね。カリスタバーン。バラスはやっぱレーン強いやつと合わせないとナミルシに勝てないから。アッシュ・ケイトリン、カリスタバン。一方 T1 は何をバンする。ジャックス。
It's actually really smart from T1, and utilizing their flex is something they didn't have to do in game 1.
Nope.
And they're now doing it here in game 2, making things even more difficult for KT.
And once again, Keen's not going to get to play his Jax. That's taken off the board. This
KT あと一つのバン枠サポートに使うか。
Discussing with the players here, moving into this one, will be
ジェイス。
I like that.
I think that you know
ジェイス見たかった。
that Zeus is going to be able to play Jace in this draft. So take that away. It could be Jin. You don't know. Could be Annie. You try to take a second support ban away here, and it feels really.
サポート JS 版でもあるのか。
Feels wasted.
ケリアそういえばサポート JS やってた
And
な。
also, like T1 would then have the opportunity of picking Jace Gragas, and then you don't know where anything is going. Aiming, let's see what he's going to pick up here for Keen or for BDD.
I did think it was really cute on the desk when.
グラガストップ。
I know.
It's not gonna happen.
I thought that too, and it
ミッドはさすがにフェイカー以外使わない気がするけどな。
Flexible. Faker proved this.
Oh yeah.
As he played his third and fourth professional games of Gragas in that previous series earlier this week against Live Sandbox. So this is actually a great pick here for KT because it
ケリアが何を取るんだろう。
very blindable top side. And then if they want to play
ドレイ
Okay.
Draven Varus, okay.
バルスサポートですかね。さすがにドレイブンサポートはないだろうから。バルスサポートは今までやってなかったね。まあケイトリンサポートやるぐらいだしなあ。いいのスローある。アルティメットで CC ある。ポークある。まあゼラスみたいなもんか。でカサン、マジゼウスのカサンって俺初めて見るかも。カサンってゼウス出してなかったんじゃね。ナーフされたカサンテだよねこれ。ナーフされてるよ。マジか。ナーフされたカサンテゼウスが使う。でカサンテに対してグエン。 お、グラガスをミッドに逃がした。なんだよこれ。フェイカーがメタを作ってしまったか。 T1 がメタを作ってグラガスミッドがメタになってる。カサンテのカウンターとしてグエンは選ばれますね。カサンテって一番相性いいのがアイスボーンガントレットのアイテムなんだけど、あれって MR くれないんで、ゼウスはどういうビルドするか楽しみだね。基本アイスボーン欲しいんだけど、グエン相手はまあそれでも我慢してアイスボーン行くのか、またはジャックショー行くのか。バルスサポート、いつものバリアとヘールブレードだ。レベル1から殴り合う。これね、ナミルシアンが奴隷分にも弱いし、レベル1が弱い。でレベル1強いって言うと ADC サポートでヘールブレードバリアなんだよね。これボトムレーン絶対勝てないだろ。LEC でさ、ルシアンナミ先に出した後奴隷分にしばかれるってのを何回も見た。奴隷分だけでもきついのに、バリア持ってる ADC ヘールブレードサポート無理でしょ。なんならもうボトムから始めようとしたんだったら殴りに行こうとしてんだよ。止めようとしてるボトムに食えないように。おお、でグラガス Q をブッシュに隠して使う。見てマップのこれ見ても、これねミニオン経験値吸えないんだよね。ミニオンが殴ってくれるから普通勝てなきゃいけないのにおかしすぎる。バリアを使わないんだバルス。結構早めにバリア使うのが重要って聞いたけど、殴り合ってくれないのかな。でこうやってさレベルで有利取るじゃん。でウェーブもゆっくり取るのよここから。そうするとダイブができるウェーブが出来上がる。レベルも先行できるし。
Zeus is going to be able to find a Q, but Kane is just standing there being like, I'm Gwen. I have not been nerfed, and you have.
Yeah. Also, you know, just with how Casante's Qs work. Okay, hold on. Faker.
Well, there is the flash immediately. Body slam
これ
flash in there as
死ぬ
well
か。
as Faker gets taken
う
down.
わ
There's the flash from Cuz.
さすがグラガス、ギャンカーセ得意だね。
That's one way to get a lead in mid. You know, just an early level 3 gank from Cuz. 2 flashes for 1, but you'll take that.
バイはトップ側3キャンプからのレッド食ってからボトムのカニに向かう。やっぱバイはクリアが遅えな。
KT feeling pretty happy about the state of the game right now. Of course, Ona here towards the bottom side and can
でもナミルシアン案外戦えてたね。もっとボコられるかと思ったけど、ボトムのドレーブンとバラスがボトムプッシュを続けているので視界を深く取ってあげてんのかね。ウーコンのギャンクさえもらわなければ 2v2 ミッド勝てるから、ボトム勝てるから。
KT here on the bottom side. They know exactly where Owner is. Cuz going to be able to clear out that ward.
T1 はもうボトムを守る。ドレーブンとバラスさえ勝たせれば勝ち。
And I'm very interested to see what Zeus's idea is here on this Cassante, because so far, like, there are a lot of options into Cassante these days, and we were commentating quite a lot of Cassante in Challenger.
グラガス対ハニーはギャンクなしでグラガス無理だろうな。Q 全部当てればいけるだろうけど。でもアニー今シールドがね MS も上がるからめちゃくちゃ強いね。しかも反射するしね。
You know, you feel really comfortable in that, maybe a little bit rusty for some of these players who haven't built up 5 years of playing tons of different matchups, kind of relying on this Cassante. I think in this draft, こ
こででけえウェーブを押し込んだ後、ドレーブンはバック、バラスもバック、ルシアンナミはバックができてない状態。これなんだよね。でけえウェーブ押し込まれた後、ダイブしてもいいし、ロームしてもいいし、バックしてもいい。ナミルシアンここででけえウェーブを使って押し切れたらいいけどね、ミニオンを利用して。どうだ？アイテム的には T1 有利だから、ここでウェーブをできるだけ倒して固めたい。でこのタイミングでバイは本当はトップにキャンプ湧くのにボトムに来てるバイ。さすがにウェーブがでかすぎてバラスドレーブンも止められないか。でウーコンも一応ボトムカバーしてあげてと。 デケウェブプラスレベルで有利取って
He'll get Cuz out as Kerry's just gonna chase after him. Hail of Blades does a heck of a lot of work. And
Wow.
there's the thanks for the blue buff.
And this is such an easy call for T1 to make to just force
ケリア
this,
う
because
ます
the
ぎる
back timing of aiming and Lehens is telegraphed. They know they've
これ
backed.
殺せるのか
They're
よ
already looking to make a Drake play. And then this happens, right? Cuz is over here, caught out very far forward in the jungle. Owner just punishes him instantly, and now they're going to be able to turn this into a pick and a dragon.
お互いファーム食わずに
Level 3 gank here from Cuz. Baker has to flash
しっ
here.
かりボトム見てたね
Still takes the
お互い
damage. The body slam
た
is
だ
great
ボトムのバランスの寄りが良かった
for
な
getting one into him, and then Cuz still has flash for the follow-up to cue him to death. But it doesn't lead to a lead for Gragas in the mid lane. And this is where things go really badly, because Cuz shouldn't be here while his bot lane is backing. You don't have the control over the map to do that. And you know that T1 are looking to try to punish this back with a Drake.
ヘル
Like,
ブレ
you
ード
should
めっ
know
ちゃ
this.
強いね本当
And he is punished very hard
Yeah.
for his
I mean,
transgressions.
that's actually just
あれで殺せるっていう判断できるのすごいよな
Knew that he was on vision, but Carrier also understanding exactly how much he's capable of doing there, and knowing that the Warrior Trickster is on cooldown as well is really important. But this is still a thing,
Lucian もう
right?
まい
Like,
ね
Lucian Nami is still very strong.
でゼウスは MR を
There's
買
still
ってはい
avenues,
る
but things definitely evening out a lot more. And with that 500 gold
で
lead,
もマーキュリー用
T1 find
の
themselves once
MR
again
の
with
可能
that
性もあ
tempo
るな
advantage. So much of this game has come down to where these junglers are going, what they're doing, and
てか兄 CS 勝ってるのすげえな
the mistakes have been on Cuz's side so far this series. Owner's been very clean.
He really has. And, you know, you could see that
ギャンクされて
this
死ん
lane
だのに
can go very well for the Lucian Nami after you get those few levels online, and Draven is not just chunking you down with his level 1 autos where he has some of the strongest, if not
火山って結構
the
ナーフ
strongest
でかかったけどね
trades you're going to have in the game. So
それでもピック
that's
されるん
going
だね
okay now. BDD picked up that early assist. He does have control of the mid lane for this moment in time. So KT definitely having a fair game here. We're heading into a mid game where things have not gone disastrously bad for them early on.
Yeah,
So already an improvement here.
Cuz there is a ward. So Zeus should get information as to what's going on here, but he is just going to shadow for the moment. Vi on the bottom side, Keen looking for a potential angle as the Q is charged.
Really
Zeus
greedy.
not going to throw it at him.
ウーコン
Really
トップで
risky
見え
to
た
actually
ぞ
commit to this because he could just ult you through that wall right under turret. If you don't have level 6 as the Wukong, probably not advised to stick around here. But they're
ウーコン
gonna try to
6でもない
set
し
up
ね
for this
あれウーコンが
response
ギャン
in
クしようとしたら
seconds.
カサンテがアルティメットを使って壁越えて 1v1 になったらウーコン勝てないしな
Yep. And Faker's just going to drop a bear on the monkey. Lehens in position.
HP を削りに行く
Here and there is the smite. 50G, you'll take that.
まあレッドバフあって波のヒールももらったし HP は回復できそうだけど
Really
ね
cool call from T1 because they're communicating with their bottom lane.
一
Gumus wants to
旦
stay in lane and didn't know where aiming was. Like, you know what?
猿の
We just put the
HP
jungle
削
down
って
low. We should be able to buy enough
ペラルが
time
取れないよう
here
にしたのかな
to actually
バイがボ
get a
トム側だ
rotation
し
up, get a good Draven ult potentially from Guma as he hits level 6.
で今グラガスがナミをエスコートしてたねブルーバフのところに敵のジャングラーが待ってる可能性もあるからボトムに帰れるように一緒に動いてあげてた細かいところだけど
feeling a lot better for KT as far as how the game state is because the last draft from T1 was just really clean, right? Like it smoothly moves from early advantage to late game scaling and does it beautifully and answered KT's position and what they were able to do so beautifully.
誰が打ち壊し持ってんだバルスかドレーブンかもうタワーを殴ることは前提で考えてるね自分たちはウェーブを押し込むから打ち壊し取ってあんまりレンジで打ち壊しって取らないけどダメージ少ないからできるだけ早くタワーをプレートタワーを取ってタワープレート取る作戦なのかね
Absolutely.
Yep. And so now you've already beaten the Herald value just from camping with your Vi down here bottom side, just like game 1.
And it's after Cuz makes that mistake, he's back to I'll just try and help everyone else. I'm not going to make the plays anymore and we'll just try not to make any more of these mistakes and we can't like that's not how you win the game.
It's hard, you know, when you
フェイカー
have
Q を
this
誘
bottom lane
う動きがうまい
that's
な。
very volatile.
射程に入ってすぐ出てっ
So much
て
damage
繰り返して
early
るから
without Draven cash in or anything
グ
like
ラガス
that.
が Q 当てられ
That's
な
a
い
really tough
当
lane
たっ
to assist when you don't have level 6.
褒めると当た
That's
るよ
pointed this out earlier, you know, Cuz on Wukong in the previous game also just not able to help out until he had that 6 and didn't commit fully to that all-in at 10 minutes. So, I mean, now Keen is like, well, I don't know if I could be anywhere. I have to play respectfully here. It's just a really frustrating game state here now for KT.
カサンテのビルドがジャックショーっぽいな。
Only 2 kills, but this is what T1 does. They probably have the lowest kill to gold lead ratio in the LCK because they just win off of the map.
Oh,
お
Odin
ウ
gets
コ
over the wall, and Cuz is, yep, he's back. He's back to his position. Here we go.
お互いにミ
What I
ッド
mean
ゲーム
by that
構
is
成です
that
ね。
they win off of objectives and their gold leads are based more than any other team.
レー
I
ト
think
ゲー
based
ム
on
は
turrets
グエン
and
が
plays
破壊でき
than
る気
anyone
が
else
する
in。the LCK right now. And now they've got group up for this second Drake here.
Yeah,
Cuz.
well, tidal wave is going to come forward. There's the cyclone, lands onto both of
ウ
these
ーコン
bottom
フラッシュイン
laners.
した。
Sorry, onto Ona and
ミッドのよりはグラガスが速い。
That should be another
しかしドレーブンもアルティメットでシャットダウンゴールドだ。
But it's a double kill here for the Gragas. He flashes away as Faker just needs a few more. Gumiushi flashes. Can he actually get it? There it is. That's a double for the Draven.
ドレーブンにダブルキル？
KT had the answer.
これは T1 の方が美味しいんじゃない？
The cash in is definitely worth it. And now Keria has
ドレーブンの
a
パッシブ獲得したからね。
vision game here is going to be so much harder now on the
ボ
side
ーナ
of
ス
KT
ゴールドが
Worlds.
とんでもないことになるんじゃないか。もともとボトムきつかったのに、これドレーブンが帰ってきたらナミルシアンレーンできなくなるぞ。
By that cyclone owner and Keria there, and then you have that follow-up damage coming through when the Gragas arrives, but it can't win the longer fight. The Draven damage is real, and now the cash-in is so huge.
Oh, yeah.
And KT are going to try to group up back again and look for another contest on this Drake, but this contest even tougher.
何が出るかなドレーブン。
I think it's kind of okay with,
ドレーブンのバックタイミングだからドラゴン始めたい KT。
We haven't had the back yet for
エッセンスリーバー、ブーツ。
This is the one moment that you can go for this.
I mean, they don't even know if Guma backed or not. They didn't
バルスはスティールも強いよな、そういえば W 級で。
if you're KT.
And Ona and Keria now waiting over to the side. They can see exactly what the health bar of this Drake is.
もうギリギリ見えてるんだ。
Uh,
うわ
so easy.
え
Oh,
ぐ
man,
っ
KT.
バルスの Q とバイのスマイト合わせるのやってんな、う
But you
ま
don't have any
マジかよ
setup vision around the rest of the Drake, and you just get
You did,
マジで超うまかったね、今の。
Like, there's actually just,
連携も素晴らしいね。
there's,
on the scuttle. I mean,
well, Rift Herald is going to be put down
いや、
here
これ
in
ウ
this
ーコン
mid lane.
見えてないと思ってたしね。
Something else, shall we, for a
yeah,
moment?
it's-
スマイトでスティールじゃなくて、いきなり削られてスマイトだからもうあれはどうしようもねえよな。T1 がうますぎた。でゼウス、相手がプロクシーしようとするのを許さない。
So he's going to have to back away. Some needlework coming out here as Zeus just doing some Cassante things. BDD fighting against Fake. A good little belly bump. Gets a bit of value here as the Cyclone comes through. Cease and desist comes down. There is the Whirling Death. Gumiushi's going to get yet another one. That is a killing
ボトム側はね、T1 がずっと押し込んで有利なマッチアップであるからね、ルシャも惜しいね。T1 は勝ってるレーンですから。
I mean, look at the damage here from Guma.
Oh yeah, he's real big now.
He
ボ
basically
トムレーンは
three-shots
押し込めば勝ちなのよ。バランスサポートとかでも。
It's not quite that bad, but it's almost that bad. And Land is just going to have to get out of dodge. T1, so much control on the bottom side of the map. I mean, Cuz is cycloning to try to hold his Gromp.
Yeah.
I think that's where we are.
カサンテもカウンター当てられてしっかりファーム食えてんだ
T1 now,
な
once。again, suddenly 4,000 gold lead, 2 Drake lead. It's Infernal Soul.
まあグエンはレートゲームチャンプ
3
か。
and 0 Draven.
Yeah, that cash in really ballooned the gold ridiculously far.
It's-
And it looked like it was kind of okay for KT as we have a look at it again. Like, BDD finds a good angle, right? He gets down here making proactive play. Like, this was cute, but in the end, it just didn't really do enough.
Owner buys so much time here, and the follow-up damage is just not big enough at this stage in the game. And you, to go this far as BDD to secure the kill, because he has to, right? Because you don't have as much damage on this Lucian as you'd like to have. He's trapped and he goes down, and then there's a control ward, there's a regular ward.
ああ、隠れて、うわ、この中入ってたのか。
This is just elementary steal here.
I mean, it's not even a steal. Like, actually, this is just T1 straight.
マジかよ
Because they can just time it.
1, 2, 3 is the call there in the comms, and this is what you do where you.
300ありがとうございます
time the bars.
Thank
We've seen this
you
team do this so many times, whether it's support or AD
バイあん中入ってたんだ
carry.
ね
This is like the cyclone on the Gromp.
視界を
Such a tragedy here.
完璧に理解してるわな
KT not really finding
あそこ映んないんだ
And this was the draft to actually turn it around.
バイも
This was the
いいを合わ
time.
せてたね
And also the early game.
ダメージ計算すごかった
Didn't
ね
go that horribly,
ほんと
But it still spiraled out of control completely. So much of me just wants to get
1400ぐらいから溶かそうみたいなコールが聞こえた気もする
like it's gonna be possible.
And there are some, you know, if you funnel into a choke point onto Keen, you know, he's got this Rift Maker or maybe a big cask play comes through, Cyclone on top of
やっぱロールって見るのおもろいな LEC の試合 LEC の決勝おもろなかったけど
Suddenly get a bunch of gold injection.
Yeah, Chains of Corruption go wide, but it's zoning, guys. Goes over this wall, but is he going to stay there is the question. They're waiting for B2D, but he walks over a ward. T1 just with the answers to everything here so far.
Yeah, I mean, Annie now leaning against the Quinn and having a pretty good time over there, too.
Oh, well, that clone takes a bit of damage from the Whirling Death.
Yeah, they're just going to try to
ア
force
ン
this
ブラル
turret down with the
グレーブを消してもいいと思うんだよねとんでもねえダイブだ
KT have a follow-up. Bubble is decent there onto Zeus, who's tanking this one for a very long time, but he all outs. He gets over the wall, cuz can you actually kill him?
ゼウス生き残る
Gotta get over that wall. Keen now diving forward. Gumiushi
teleport.
taking some
みんな生き
needlework.
残る
The teleport does come through from Faker, and he turns up and says, "Leave my friends alone."
Yeah, he was
And,
ready to
KT
flash
says
ult. He was like, I'm gonna do it if you guys actually try to stick around and turn this.
ドレイブン知見出てるからグエンの W に入って殴り合えるね
Trying to get something back, trying to scale up here because once he hits that big spike with his Rod of Ages and the Seraphs, he will do a lot of damage. We saw Faker do this exact same build. I mean, this is the new Gragas build. You don't build tank anymore, you build DPS, but he still needs time, right? Is over here, T1 are just planning to siege up for this Rift Herald drop. Owner, again, clears vision. And, I mean, it's so
ドレイブンが多少と一発ぐらい食らってたのかドレイブンから戦闘始めてたね
desperately trying to do
ドレイブンが殴りに行くからルシアンも殴り返すっていう動きが必要だったんでルシアンが一瞬そこで硬直したのを狙ってエンゲージしていくとターショットの最初の一発二発をドレイブンが食らったから突っ込んだやつらも生きるしうますぎんだよなこういう細かいところがジャングラーから入ってくとかじゃなくてもドレイブンからねスタートしてるから決まるよな
The fact that Keria understands how to play the early game in this matchup so extremely well with the Halo Blades, his flash
こ
kill
こまで
early
敵
on.
ボコってドレイブン育って知見でしょドレイブンを倒せるのかダメージ足りるか
He's going to face check, does just push them into the wall here and takes one of them away. He's going to choose Keen for his battle. Don't know whether
時間稼ぎかな多分勝てないんじゃねえか
But yeah, Keen's just going to snip snip.
待ち伏せされてた
And that's a
ね
dead Kazante.
でもここでウーコンがボトムにいるってことはトップ側とかでね逆サイドでめちゃくちゃ有利取るからな T1 ただではやられませんよ
I was thinking that maybe that was a barrel that wasn't in the correct position, but he knew that he had to make his way back out again.
ドレイブンアルティメットでタワー守るでけえでもギリ取れるか
Yeah, there it goes. So there it is. A little bit of money back.
グラガスフラッシュイン
1,000 gold is the lead as Faker goes gold and
ドレイブンを殺しきれなかったらおしまいだよグラガスって DPS ないからね
Fifth one here for Gumiushi is meanwhile Shirley's getting charges. She's having a real good time as Carrie is flashing, just trying to get some slows so that Gumiushi can free hit. Piercing arrow not going to land there onto Lehens, who's going to have to piece out of this one. I don't think that he's going to be able to offer too much more other than fish food for T1. As a bear goes down, and that is a
いやーこのフェイカーの入るタイミングも完璧だ
19
分3ドラまた響いたさっき17分響いた今回は3ドラと19分響いたうますぎるだろ
The timing of these picks is just stellar as we're going to watch this. Chains of Corruption into the follow-up, just an insta-dead Lehens. But over here, you know, you definitely wanted to ult, I think, the Wukong, but, you know, tough to do. in the stressful situation here for Zeus.
I mean, there were pixels on top of one another. It was a 50-50 is what it felt like.
Yeah, I think you were actually correct. That's my assessment as well. Then on the top side, watch the timing of this stopwatch from Faker. This is actually so beautiful. He's like, oh, cast, and then just before the tidal wave. So he's actually still in this, has a stun. Cuz is locked down. He gets another follow-up stun here with his Tibbers when he preps it. Still has flash available, didn't need to use it. This is like a really long replay, but I don't think there's anything.
ドレーブまで届かないよな。
Yeah, there might be another fight
Maybe a
or something
Baron.
like that, but I
ウー
think
コンがいればいい
it's,
けど、グラガスと一緒にウーコン入ればいけるけど、ウーコンいなかったからね。グラガスのウルトで持ってこれても無理だったんじゃない？
It's one of those games, Atlas, you know, and these types of play, this type of new double 80 carry lane is exactly how T1 likes to play.
Yeah, and it's not even new. At this
ここは
point, right? Like this is just carrier. He wants to pick something
うまい
that
ね。
has range and then just beat them down.
Yeah.
And
ルシャンもやっぱバースト出るな。
I mean, they
KT weren't good
popularized it.
enough to make it work. Yeah.
They popularized it, and
あゼリーが
if you are as good as Carrier
ゼリーじゃ
is,
ね
and
グエン
your
が
team is
アイテ
so
ム
good at macro and making cross maps
あと1
happen,
個や
you're
2個
just
出れば
advantages from that bottom
グエン
side
が
with
キャリーできそうなんだけど
Umbral, and yeah, I mean,
あと10分ぐらいは欲しいよ
They're
ね
still going to go for a Baron. Here's a teleport from KT. Is Cuz just going to get stunned forever and murdered.
ウーコン簡単に死んじゃった
He's gonna grab that kill. Actually, a great
ウルトも切れずに簡単に死んじゃったウーコン
do anything to react. That means that this Baron is very comfortably going to go over to T1 and KT. I mean,
いや21分でバーロン早すぎるテンポがおかしいよな
was lost much earlier than this, but with the Baron now, T1 will push down on these last remaining few turrets.
yeah, the last few inhibitors, easy to take them down. Carrier here just trying to check for vision.
サポートやられたんだけどそれでもバロン取る
I mean, he
か
has Umberglaive. He wants to be doing stuff like this as part of his job, is to find out where those flank angles are. And KT, despite the lack of a support here, just can't actually
ウー
fight
コンが
this.
素直に死
They
ん
hold
じゃったね
the
簡単に
Baron so that, you know, there's no 50-50 here. Then focus down the jungler. It's an easy cleanup from there. They have the numbers advantage. They have the wallets advantage. And
Ace is
強
having
す
such
ぎ
a good time just dashing around on this Cassante, man. He just
こ
looks
こ
like
で
he's
バロン
enjoying himself.
始めて
Look
か
at the
つ
items
そうなん
from
だ
Carrier.
よ
Like, he
ね
got the Umberglaive early, so he can clear a lot of vision. But now he has Ghostblade. He's just lethality Varus now.
Yeah, no, he is.
And there's not enough money for KT to itemize against this amount of damage. It's just so silly.
I feel like
T1 相手に勝ったチームってどこだっけ
Gumushi, like he's got so many cash-ins. He's got 13k. He's like double that of aiming right now.
The
Like,
sell your
この
sickle.
T1 にどこが勝った
yeah,
んだっ
like
け
just like let's
HLE
just bomb, you know?
あ
That's
あ
what
我らのクリット先輩
I guess they do.
人狼言われてた
I guess maybe, but do they?
HLE か
I don't know. Kind of want to see double 80 carry from the bottom lane.
I mean, they've got so many ways to clear this vision too. And I mean, they're just pushing with Baron buff, taking these turrets out piece by piece.
Yeah,
確か
it's a
T1 が自滅したように見えたんだよな
This is, an excessive
あの
snowball.
日ひどかったよな T1
And KT, this week has just not been a very good week for this team. We were kind of predicting that they weren't going to be able to keep it up for the entire season, but I don't think anyone was
HLE
predicting
T1 に勝ってからめっちゃ調子いいんだそれまではね確かね HLE もねジャングラーがやべえって言われて俺も LCK 裁判したし
Fell into a lot of pitfalls. They didn't play to their strengths as
もうゼカ顔死んでたもんな
right now.
あの時
The
口開けてたよなんだこのジャングルはみたいな感じで
second game in particular,
噛み合ってきたんだ、まあ、メンバーは強いからねだってミッドゼカでトップ金言で ADC バイパーでしょ
Tidal wave comes down just to try and split
あれ
this line
で
up.
負け越してる方がおかしかったよ
As KT underneath the turret now. They
あ
don't
の日から全勝なの
lose anyone,
マジか
but
よ
they still don't have very much
T1 倒して自信ついたとかドレーブすげえところに入ってった
Draven right into the bubble. That's the cash in. Well, I mean, the cash in on the other side, right? For Keen this time, but T1 still have a lot of damage available. It's not
ドレーブいないとどうなるついえインファーナルソウル持ってるしケリアケリアもうサポートじゃねえんだよなこのキルセンス嗅覚が違ううますぎる一人一人もうねドレーブいなくてもバラスティがいるからね ADC はいますよもうケリアマジ何でも使えるのずるすぎるだろおファックデフトおノーデフティングデフトしてるインヒビターがトロールし始めたテレポート来るかグラガステレポート来た ここから逆転だ。 No、グラガス見つけられなかった敵を。
Zeus is going to get out of here. Owner's going to get out of here. This inhibitor turret actually survives. Bot inhibitor didn't go down, and top inhibitor, as you mentioned, respawn. That's why they couldn't actually push to end.
I think it's fine now. Yeah, all the inhibitors are back up. I think it's time for the KT, the KT comeback.
Now, I was going to stand by what I said about the happy gaming in this draft. I think this draft is actually good. We might see T1 even draft this in playoffs.
グラガスうまかったな。グラガスうまくてそこからナミのバブルも良かったけど、ウーコンもやられてる。ウーコン入ってくのちょっと早かったね。みんなでドレイブン狙ってたから。
They do win this fight, which is insane after what was a pretty heroic attempt there from BDD to delete the AD carry. But they stay a little bit long. The inhibitor does respawn. The game goes on. But this is not how KT are going to win this one, right? This is one of about 5 miracle fights they will need to come back in this game. It's like the Nexus is open.
Yeah, there is like they took so many turrets. Like the amount of money T1 has after this push is obscene.
ここでみんなで殴ってたらゲーム終わってたのに。
You know, it's sitting in their pockets. They're still yet to turn it into all of those juicy items. And now they have. It's 4 items now complete for Gumayusi. We've got like a few extra.
4人で殴ってたら終わってたな。
By the rest of the team. Fake has been sitting on that Rabadons for quite some time. And
一応ゲーム伸びたらやばいけどね。あ、でもやばくもないか。グエンが怖いぐらいだけどインファ持ってるし。
Almost all of the gold lead is in this bottom lane. It's actually insane the amount of value that they've got as Carrier is going to get the chains corruption on the Cuz, and he's going to go down. Owner goes gold.
何もできねえよ。数壊れちゃった。
There is no real form of engage here for KT outside of he's throwing a Hail Mary.
Yeah, he's holding that cast. He really wants to do it so badly, but he can't get into range. And there's no Nexus turrets here.
Aiming just dies.
おお、エイミングもうめえ。
Carrier, that was kind of sick. I don't know whether it's going to mean too much as there it is. All right.
どうなる？
It's going to be booped in. He's like real tanky right now, though, as he does manage to find that Q. Beautifully done, Keen. Not immune.
関係なかった。
And Tibbers is chasing them into the fountain. Leave them alone, Tibbers. They've been through so much already. His owner is just going to find BDD and take him down. T1
だからドレーブンの武器とカサンテの武器似てんな。ダメージ。てかシールドえぐ。GG。やっぱエイミングもうまいな。それ以上に T1 が強え。全員強え。
This time T1, it's all business. Even in game 2, where there was a little bit of fun times to be had with the lead they had. They come in, and Bengi said before this, you know, this is so important to our organization to win the telecom war. An ex-T1 player who's
いやでもさ、フェイカーほんと強いよな。一時期ショーメーカーとチョービーの2強だったのに、もうフェイカーが追いついたというか追い越したというか、フェイカー強すぎる。この後ケリアがインタビューでおもろいこと言うらしい。ケリア選手、今多くの方がとても心配しています。今日の試合を見た後、ソロ級でみんなバラスサポート使い始めるんですけど、そこでサポートバルスを使おうとする方々に向けてアドバイス。あなたたちはケリアではなくて、あなたたちのチームメイトは T1 ではないです。